Ontario County Sheriff's Department.
Okay, and what did they do that caused you concern?
I was arrested on April 20th. They pulled me over at gunpoint, never revealed who they were, immediately removed me and handcuffed me from my vehicle, searched my vehicle, placed me in the back of a sheriff's department car until the female officer showed up so that they could search me. The female officer searched me, placed me back in the car. This went on for 3 hours. I was handcuffed behind my back in the back of a police car. And they searched me 2 other additional times with a male officer standing within 5 feet of me, and she lifted my shirt up. My breasts were exposed. I didn't know, that was legal. And I said, hey, there's a male officer standing here. And they said, so what, basically. I asked for the officer that had initially pulled me over at gunpoint what his name was, and everybody refused to tell me who he was. They were just like, he's in charge, that's it. That's all they would basically tell me. They wouldn't give me his name. I said, I'd like his name, and they would not give me his name. I didn't find that out until later on when the only charge they gave me after a 3-hour search of my vehicle and myself and another person in the vehicle is the only charge that I was charged with was endangering the welfare of my child, which has been dismissed.
Okay, so the police stopped you. You were driving a car when they pulled you over?
Yes.
Okay, and did they have a traffic violation as a reason to stop you, or they just pulled you over without really any real reason?
No, they pulled me over with, apparently the person I was giving a ride to was on the phone. They said that they had a drug sale set up over the phone, but there was no drugs. I don't know what that whole, issue is. I'm still fighting that in court as far as because they still have my vehicle impounded and my case has been dismissed.
So there were no charges against you. You were just the driver.
Exactly. I was just a driver, and then because the officer a week later, this same investigating officer approached me when I was walking out of a building and said, I found what I was looking for. I just have a few questions for you, and I would like you to, come over to my office. So I willingly did it, and he approached me with, I want you to sign a statement. He says, I want you to tell me the truth. I said, I've told you, you searched me, we've gone through all of this, you had me arrested and placed in jail, I'm out on bail right now. I said, I do have a lawyer, I don't want to answer any questions without my lawyer present. He continued, he says, all I want to do is ask you a few questions, and I want you to sign a statement against the man that was in the vehicle with you, or I'm going to have your children taken away from you. They're going to be placed in foster care. Now, he did this the entire day on April 20th also. This is this one investigator. He threatened me with my children on numerous occasions that he was going to have them taken and put into foster care. And he says, I want you to tell me the truth. And I said, look, I explained to you, I told you the truth. I said, I do not want to answer any more questions until you let my lawyer, unless my lawyer is here. I didn't say I wouldn't cooperate with him. I just said, I will not answer any more questions unless my lawyer is present. I said, but I'm not signing a statement. He says, okay, well, we're arresting you now on attempt to sale a narcotic, B felony. You're going to jail with $30,000 cash, $60,000 bonds. And he did it.
And he arrested you?
Yes, he did.
Okay, now back to this.
Exactly what I just told you.
Okay, back to this issue of the threats and the so-called drugs that were on this other person, or whether there were or not.
And there were not.
Okay.
No, there were not. There
Okay.
were no drugs found on him, no drugs in my vehicle.
Okay, so let me just back up and go over this. So you have a passenger in your car who the police are targeting for some sort of investigation. You don't know anything about what this other party's role or conduct is, and
Nope.
you have no drugs on you or none in your car.
No.
Okay, police pull you over, arrest him. During the course of arresting you, they expose your breast to male officers who were on the scene.
Yes.
Okay, then the same officer who's the lead detective who they wouldn't give you the name for, is that the same guy who approached you the second time?
Yes.
He then approaches you on the second occasion, threatens you to try to coerce you to give statements against the other party. You tell him repeatedly you want to talk to your lawyer. He won't allow you to do that, and he ultimately arrests you for not cooperating with him and charges you with additional crimes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, based on what you've told me, you do have grounds for several complaints, starting with unprofessional conduct. You may have, depending on what their policies state about searches, you certainly may have grounds for a complaint regarding being exposed or having your breasts exposed to the male officers. That's completely inappropriate. The third thing, it's inappropriate for the officers to threaten you in the manner that you're describing, particularly if you're not involved, trying to coerce you into a situation. When you told them that you had an attorney and that you didn't want to talk without an attorney present, it should have stopped there.
Nope, it didn't.
Okay. All right, let me stop the recording at this point.